Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Red Sofa. I'm here with Jessica Hanson, who's the Vice President of Logistics for Bosch in North America. Jessica, such a pleasure to have you with us. And we're going to be on a panel at the conference talking about diversity and inclusion and career paths in automotive logistics and supply chain. Can you tell us a little bit about how you see this progressing? What's the status in the industry right now?
Thank you, Christopher, and good morning, and thank you for having me here. So I think it's progressing, but it's definitely not progressing at the speed that it should be. And I think there's opportunities on both sides. I think there's opportunities still within the organizations and within the leaders, because ultimately it's our responsibility to not only promote diversity, but promote and communicate to our teams why diversity is so important, right? Diversity gives it gives associates the opportunity to feel safe and connected to others that are similar to them, not only in gender, but in strengths, in sexual orientation, in religious views, and so forth. And when people feel safe, they tend to feel happy and they tend to perform much better. Now, on the opposite end, we also need to make a stronger effort to allow ourselves to belong, right? So it's not all about the organization or leaders, but we need to take the opportunities to take the seat at the table and not ask for it.
And such important points. And again, we think this is a strategic topic in the industry now because of the importance of talent and development. But I think the personal stories matter a lot here. Can you tell us a little bit about your career progression? You know, where did you face barriers and how did you overcome them?
Well, fortunately, I don't feel that I faced that many barriers, right? I think the barriers for me were more on a personal side, right? The relationship and the challenges with my husband, the challenges with my children, the challenges with my family. So I don't want to paint this beautiful picture. There are going to be challenges, and they are going to impact your time and your time with your family, but you have to decide on a case-by-case basis where you have to put your priorities, right? So it does come with a certain level of sacrifice. When it comes to work specifically, though, I mean, for me, this industry has been a bottomless opportunity. It has offered me challenges. It has made me work hard. It has offered me growth and development. But you do have to work hard, and sometimes, as a woman, you have to work harder.
Mm. And you really stress that taking initiative, that, as you said, it's not just the company policies. What is your advice to younger people, younger women, of where they particularly should be taking that initiative to make sure they're pushing forward?
So we always have to be ready, right? We ultimately own our own development. We have to be ready. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to work hard or harder. We have to make sure also, very important, that we learn to network. I think networking in the most recent years has become very, very important. And networking can lead to friends sometimes, but many times networking can also lead to jobs.
Well, and a very apt message here at this very large conference too, where we do hope that the networking can facilitate that and that growth as well. When you look back in your career as well, is there someone, a mentor or someone in particular that helped you follow that progression and make some of that progress?
Absolutely. So I've been very fortunate that I've had and continue to have role models and mentors, right, that challenged me, supported me, listened to me, but many times they also empowered me and advocated for me. And I think advocacy is very important. And I want to give that back. I want to give back the opportunities that I receive. So at every opportunity that I have, I also want to mentor, be friends, coach, advocate for women and for diversity.
Absolutely. And along with that advocacy, what other things can leaders in automotive logistics supply chain do to really increase those opportunities and career paths?
So I think another important word, I guess, is flexibility, right? We have to be a little bit cautious, I think, in my perception, when we talk about work-life balance, because work-life balance means something different for everybody. And even for me, work-life balance has meant something different throughout my own life and my own career, and it changes based on the circumstances that you're in. So I think maybe more important is flexibility. Flexibility from us, but also flexibility on the side of the organization. But for me, one of the key enablers of flexibility is trust. So it's very important that you learn to trust your associates. The more you trust them, the more you give them flexibility. But in order to trust, people, right? You need to have, they need to be able to perform. They need to be able to demonstrate that they can perform. So I think companies and employees should make a bigger effort in flexibility.
So flexibility is a very important point there, absolutely. Finally, you're speaking to a younger version of yourself, right? Younger women or from diverse backgrounds in this industry. What's your parting advice for them as they hopefully join this industry and embark on their career?
So I guess take a challenge, right? Don't be scared. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. There are unlimited opportunities for growth, for development. And yeah, get out there, take a challenge. Don't be scared. As some of my own mentors and role models that I've had, there's a saying that I've heard several times from one of my role models, which states, "Say yes first, and get scared later."
Well, I'm glad you said yes to this interview, and hopefully I didn't get too scared. But I think that's great advice to take the challenge. And we're going to be talking more about diversity and inclusion on stage with Jessica and other leaders in the industry, as well as picking up this topic at other sessions. With this leadership and development talent topic is so important. That's why we brought young students to this conference as well. But Jessica, thank you so much for sharing this insight and thoughts. It's very valuable to our audience.
Thank you, Christopher.